Hey boys and girls, how are you? Happy Friday to you. I hope you guys are all doing really well this morning. It's kind of a cold, wet morning, so it's a good morning to be sort of cuddled up. We had such a great day yesterday. All of us did. So I hope you haven't eaten all of your candy and you've been brushing your teeth. But what a great week we had. And so I just wanted to talk about your homework a little bit. Just make sure that we understand what we need to be doing. Again, everything that we do on Fridays is to reinforce and to practice the skills that we're learning in class. So, I look at everything that you guys do. It helps me to know sort of where we are individually and how to move forward. So it's all really good stuff. If you're taking a look at your homework this week, our vibe this week was really important. I control the choices I make. So we talked about that a lot, didn't we? And I would like for you to share with your family at home, sort of what that means to you. I often use my own kids as examples or talk about, sort of taking responsibility when we do something or when we make a bad choice. And when we don't take responsibility, that sort of means that we aren't in control of our choices, and we absolutely are. So whether we're making the good choices or the bad choices, this week we talked about really what that meant. And I thought that was very important. So if you could share that with your family at home, maybe to a brother and a sister. So let's talk about our homework. The first one is tally it up. And this was great because every Monday now we sort of decompose, which means we sort of pull apart a number. And this week we did 3. We worked on number 3, and we're going back and we are revisiting our numbers because we're now introducing our teen numbers. So before we talk about our teen numbers, it's really important to understand what does the number 3 mean and what does it look like. Next week we're going to be talking about 4, and we do that by showing different ways. And so I thought this was a great opportunity for us to talk about tally marks. That's part of our assignments every Monday, and sometimes it can be a little confusing. So we use tally marks in the classroom. Can you think of where in the classroom we use tally marks? If you're thinking about your table points, that's absolutely right. We use them to keep track of our table points. And so this should be familiar to you. So let's talk about a little bit more. What you have to do here, and this helps too with subitizing, because when we see tally marks, we can learn to subitize the amounts. And so those are 2 skills together that we're putting into practice. So all you have to do here, boys and girls, is you're going to cut and glue activity. So you're going to take a look at the numbers here, and then you only have to cut and glue the top or the bottom, but 1 set of numbers to the number of tally marks that there are, okay? So that will not be very challenging, but again, I just wanted us thinking about tally marks and how we use them. You'll see them a lot, and it's a great way to do our math, our adding and our subtracting. So please take your time with that. This one I thought might be a little bit more confusing, and so I'm just going to demonstrate it a little bit. So we haven't talked a lot about patterns. So lovable patterns, color the hearts that match the pattern that is given. Okay, so we're looking at, it says A, B, A, B, C, A, B, B, A, B, or A, A, B. So what does that really mean? So if you think about taking a color, and if A is going to be a color, let's make A's be blue, okay? So if my pattern is AB, that means I need to have a heart. My first heart needs to be blue if I'm going to say that A's are blue. And I'm just going to color this quickly. And so I'll just show you what I've done here. I've underlined A with blue because that's going to be, A's are going to be blue to me, and I'm going to use blue all along the way. So everywhere that I have to use an A pattern, I'm going to make those blue, okay? So I've actually gone through and I've underlined each of the A's. So I know those have to be blue. So my first letter is A, my first heart is blue. What's my next?
Good morning, teachers. Just a reminder to please get your lunch count into Sanina.
This happens all the time in class, doesn't it, where I'm talking?
Thank you very much and have a great day.
Okay, back to our work. So our next letter is B. B is not the same as A, so I need to get a different color, and I'm going to use red. I'm going to make all my blues, or all my Bs, oh, not that red. Somebody's been using my markers. Okay. Yikes, you guys. Okay. Obviously, I did not prepare in advance here. Okay, all my B's are going to be red. So let me show you what that means. So if my pattern is AB, I know that A is blue and B is going to be red. So if I'm looking at my AB pattern here, I have AB, blue, red, blue, red. Now, in order to make a pattern, I have to repeat it. So if I'm going to stick with AB, that means A, B, A, B, A, B. What should my next color be? Will it be a blue or a red heart? It's going to be a blue heart. So I just want to repeat that pattern all along. A, B, A, B. Blue, red, blue, red. And I'm just coloring really quickly here, boys and girls, so that you can see. Okay? So, A, B, A, B, A, B. That means every other color is going to repeat. Okay? Now, what happens when we get to A, B, C? Well, let me show you. We know already, boys and girls, that my heart, if it's an A, if A comes first, then that heart needs to be blue. So I'm going to make that blue. And if B comes next, that means that my heart has to be red. So far nothing has changed, but now we have letter C. So what color should I use? I'm going to use green for letter C. And let's see what that looks like. Okay. So if I have an ABC pattern, that just means that I have another color to add in with my pattern. So A, B, C, I've given green to letter C. So I have blue, red, green. What color would come next? I'm going to repeat that pattern. So blue, red, green, blue, red, green, and so on. And so boys and girls, that's how we're going to do this. So for every letter, give it a color and then make that be the same color all the way through. And then for A, for B, and then for C. So down below, if I have AAB and I know that A is blue, it's going to be blue, blue, red, blue, blue, red. So try working on that one. I thought that would be fun. We hadn't talked a lot about patterns, so that would be a great activity for you guys to be doing at home. The next page is a cut and glue activity, and we're trying to figure out if it's true or false. So is it true that 2 plus 2 equals 5? We're going to cut out these down below, and if the answer is wrong, if it is not true, that means false. If the answer is true and the answer is correct, then we put it in the true box. But let's take a look at the first one. 2 plus 2 equals 5. In the next week, we're going to practice drawing pictures to solve our problems, our word problems. We've been using a lot of cubes, and there are definitely things you can use at home. But for this, I'm just going to use my fingers because I have enough, and they're always with me. So 2 plus 2, if I put them together, how many do I have in all? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So is 2 plus 2 equal to 5? No, it's not. So if it was true, I would put it here, but it is not true. So it's false, and I'm going to glue it over here. So that's how we do that. Let's take a look at the next one. 5 take away 4 equals 1. Let's see. If I have 5 and I take away 1, 2, 3, 4, how many do I have left? I have 1. So that is correct. That is true. I'm going to put it on the true side. Okay? You guys got that one. Sight word mix-up. So this one will be a little bit harder. When I look at all of the words, they are words that we know. They are words that we have practiced. and they're all listed right here for you. So what you have to do, boys and girls, is really try to move those letters around, and you can look up here to make sure that you have the correct spelling. Sometimes when we see a word a lot, we're not always looking at how it's spelled, we just know it. That's how I expect you to do it. So this one makes you sort of slow down a little bit and to really know those words. So that'll be good for you. There's lots of us that need to be practicing our sight words, okay? This one I always love because anytime we get a chance to do some writing and build sentences, we're really using all of our skills together. So, to, we, read, love. That doesn't make any sense. So you have to unscramble it. We know that those words don't make sense in that way. So how can we move it around so that it does make sense? And I want you to look for a couple of clues. First of all, we always know that in order to start a sentence, we have to have an uppercase or a capital letter. So in my mind, I look at these words and I think, which one is uppercase or a capital letter? Because if I can find that, I know that that's going to be my very first word. And so to, we, read, love, I know right away, look, there's my uppercase W. The word is we. That must be my very first word. So I would write that word here. The other clue that I look for is how do I end my sentences? And we always end it with a period. Always end it with a period. So I know that if I can find a word that has a period next to it, that's going to be my last word. And when I look here, I see the word read has a period next to it. So I know my first word, I know my last word. I just have to figure out the other two words and put them in order to make sense. So we love, or we to love read, we love to read. What about that? So you take your time and you practice. Use what you know. We know uppercase or capital letters, and we know it has to end in a period. And then you just try to unscramble the rest. The last one here, this is great because we are starting to really segment or break up our words. And so for each of these, they're very similar. When we're looking at the first picture here, we have the word cup and cap. Now they look really close to each other. They look very similar, but we need to be able to see and hear each one of those sounds so we know which one it is. And then you have to color the picture and then you circle the word that matches it. So boys and girls, some really good practice this week, sort of wrapping up some skills that we've been working on and a little bit of new skills. The patterns are new. I think those will be fun for you. We do talk about patterns, but not like in this way. So I think that would be fun. You guys have fun with it for sure. And have a great day. Some of you I will be Zooming with today, and we're going to be talking about the words we know. I'm wanting to make sure that we are practicing those words. It's important. We have learned a lot of words, and I'm just looking behind me here at our clouds, and I can see that we're working on our third cloud. So we are on our way, boys and girls, to knowing all 50 of our sight words, or the words that we know. And so just keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing. I think you guys are doing a great job. We've got great students this year, and I'm super, super blessed to have each one of you in my classes. So have a great Friday. Hopefully it won't rain all day, and I hear there's some snow coming, so we'll see what that means. Hopefully it won't be the dark brown, yucky snow that we talked about this week. But boys and girls, have a super fabulous weekend. There is no school on Monday, so I will see you on Tuesday. Some of you in the morning I will not see next week. I would have to do some other jobs for the school next week, so that takes me out of the morning classes, so I'm sorry about that, but you're gonna have a great teacher here, and you're gonna have a great time. We've got some really good things planned for next week, so if I don't get to see you right away on Tuesday, you'll certainly be in my heart and in my mind, and be very well behaved if I'm not in class with you in the morning. So anyway, okay, have a good weekend. Bye.